the most sort of crucial bit of advice you've given to him maybe in this last few months? Have you, with what he's been going through?
Shoot, I ain't really gave him no advice, basically.
Yeah.
Flex has been pretty much surviving on his own because, when you land in that hospital, I've been there before myself. Yeah, I've been laid up in that hospital for months at a time too. Mm-hmm. So when you're in that hospital, you just in survival mode. That's pretty much what he's been. He got all that on his own because, you if you can survive the sport of bodybuilding, you can survive just about anything.
Yeah.
Because I think it's the hardest sports in the world by far compared to the rewards you get from it.
So you think your mindset from bodybuilding has helped you with your recovery, and you think it will help Flex with his?
Yeah, for sure. I'm almost 100% certain that's what it is.
Okay. Now you talk about survival mode there. I just picked up on that. We're in the midst of a bit of a worldwide kind of global crisis at the moment. I'm here in the UK. What's it like for you in America now? I just saw Susan. You're stockpiling a bit of food there. How's it been? What's it like out there? What's the mood?
Yeah, they starting to close everything here now. Yesterday they closed all the gyms. Metroflex is closed now. Of course, I got my own. So.
Yeah, Ronnie's okay.
Yeah. So all the restaurants have been closed. They hadn't closed the grocery stores, so that's still a good thing. So like I said, Susan just went to the store and bought a bunch of stuff. So for the most part, they're just closing everything one day at a time. They close all the bars and everything here.
So, I mean, when I was in Columbus 2 or 3 weeks ago, it was changing day by day. So what's it like there now? Are people kind of panicking, or are they just like, look, we're just accepting we can get on top of this, but we've just got to take precautionary measures?
Yeah, I think people are just taking precautionary measures. Ain't nobody really panicking now because, it's one day at a time, and it's like I said, they closing stuff one day at a time. So for the most part, I mean, a lot of people have already been stockpiled on food and everything because most of the stores now just about out of everything.
Really?
It's limited, but fortunately they've been able to, stock the stuff back up when they run out. Only thing that's now is like tissue and paper towels for some reason or another. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that, but I've always kept a bunch of tissue and paper towels here. So try to go to the store now, and it's nowhere to be found in none of the stores.
Well, in the UK, Ronnie, there's the three things I've noticed that are actually impossible to get are beer, bread, and toilet paper. So I just wanted to compare to how it is in America.
Beer here is easy to get, no problem at all.
Yes, so you were telling us about Flex Wheeler, and obviously he's had a lot of issues recently. So did you actually manage to catch up with him in Columbus?
Yeah. I saw him every day just about because I sat right by him. He was sitting on the same side I was, right behind me.
Yeah, he seems in good spirits, though, doesn't he?
Yeah. Of course, I've been talking to him on the phone too.
So tell us about RCSS. How's everything going with the company?
Everything's going really good. The company, from day one, sales has picked up, distributors have picked up. We got more countries every year, so it could be better.
Good. Well,
as long as things are going up. Yeah, you're kind of happy with that.
I was there when you sold your very first product. That was the first tub you sold, and it was a tub of MyoBlitz, and I was right there when you sold it.
Yeah. Yeah, things have come a long way since then. We've started out with 2 products all the way up to like 30 now. 30-some products now.
It was the Resurrect and the MyoBlitz, and now the range has completely changed now, isn't it?
Yeah. Everything's changing completely for the better.
You must be happy how it's developed over the last 9-10 years.
Very happy. Things gone way better than I could have imagined.
Good. I remember once when I was in 2014, and I was having a meeting with you and a couple of your guys in the Arnold Columbus, and they showed me they were flicking through a folder, and I said, "What's that?" And he said, well, "That's Ronnie's travel schedule." I said, "Oh, is that for the next month?" No, I said, "Is that for the next quarter?" And they said, "No, that's for the next 2 weeks."
Yeah, it was pretty bad there for a while. There, I was on the road almost 300 days a year.
Yeah.
The first couple years we started the company. Well, it's scaled back a lot since then, but I'm still on the road a lot.
Yeah. How often are you away now then?
Now it's like twice a month.
That's not too bad.
Twice, so it's not too bad, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes I'm gone for like maybe a week or two.
Okay.
Those are that's the only thing now.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's gone for long periods of time, but sometimes I go and it just for the weekend or whatever. So it's not near as bad as it was.
Yeah. Where's your favorite place to go?
Man, I used to always like going to Australia,
Okay,
Brazil, Colombia, places like that.
Mm-hmm.
Those are my favorite places to go.
Yeah, I think last place I saw you going to was it Dubai you were in?
The last place I went it's called Algeria. It's close to Africa.
Okay.
I think it's in Africa actually, right there in Africa there.
Yep.
But it was really nice over there. Real nice, a lot of nice people, and I had a real nice time there. I was there for about a week too. Everything went really well over there, and they've been going real well since I left also.
Good. I remember seeing a picture on your Instagram. You getting was a lion you were bit by? A tiger, a lion bit you on the bum.
Yeah.
And Ronnie face is fantastic.
Yeah, a lot of fun. That was in Kuwait. Yeah, they had those lions, those tigers out there. They were kind of scary at first, but the guy he seemed to be pretty good with it. So you just went ahead and interacted with it, So
what did you think?
He showed what kind of control he had over him.
Yeah. So what did you think when it actually bit you? Because it just nipped you, didn't it? It nipped your trousers.
Yeah, he was playing around, so I didn't really pay too much attention because he didn't come at me too aggressively. He just kind of like snapped at me. Pretty much.
Okay, Ronnie. Now we know you've had some recent hip surgeries, which was unexpected. Do you want to tell us about that and how your recovery's gone?
Yeah, that's gone pretty good. I don't know what happened. I think it's just something that happened over time. Because I was talking to the doctor, and he said just like wear and tear because of my weight. When I had my hips replaced in I think it was 2014. And at the time I was weighing 280.
Okay.
We put in a titanium hip because I weighed too much. They have titanium and they have like a hard plastic one. But he went with the titanium one because of my weight. Well, over time, because I'm so active and everything, what happened was the socket surrounding the titanium hip broke.
Oh, right.
I don't know what happened. It didn't happen in the gym. I know that. It just one day, I don't know, maybe I was walking or something and it cracked. And then I think just over time it just got worse and worse. And then it finally just broke. And I know when it broke because I was at home one day and I started to walk upstairs and it started making a loud noise. Before it just jump out of socket, and I just leaned to the left, and it jumped right back in socket. It was my right hip. So I leaned to the left, it would jump back in socket. Well, when it started making that loud noise, I'm like, oh man, something's really wrong. It was really loud, Every step I took to walk upstairs, it would squeal, and I'm like, oh man, I gotta go to the I got to call a doctor now. So that's what I did. I called him. I said, You know what? Actually, what happened was, I remember now. I was in the kitchen. Yeah, I was in the kitchen, and I went to make a step. And I fell backwards, and I hit my hip on the stove, and I didn't pay no attention because I didn't fall all the way down because the stove caught me from hitting the ground. I didn't think nothing of it. And then I went to walk upstairs. That's what happened. And I started hearing all this noise. I'm like, man, what happened? And I'm like, something ain't right. So I called the doctor right then and there. I said, hey, I need to come in and have an x-ray or something because my hip is really making a loud noise. I kind of like fell against the stove. I took the wrong step in the kitchen and kind of, I almost fell, but I didn't because the stove was right there and it caught me from falling. But my right hip did kind of hit it. Like, okay, well, come on in, we'll take an x-ray. So I went in the next day, he took an x-ray, and he said, we need to do surgery.
Oh, wow, okay.
Yeah, he said, we need to do surgery. So just go next door to the hospital, check in, and we'll do it in the morning. So I went to the hospital next door and checked in, and they like, we ain't got no bed, so you just gonna have to wait till the morning, gets here, and we'll find you a bed once the people check out or whatever. Okay. They have people checking out every day, So that's what they did. I went to the hospital that night. I stayed overnight just in one of the waiting rooms, and then the next morning I got up and they prepped me for surgery. And when somebody checked out, that's when they had me go into surgery. So I had to wait until somebody checked out a room before I could go in the surgery. Wait till like 2, 3 in the afternoon.
Oh, wow.
Surgery. I mean, I had been there since 5 o'clock the day before.
What, were you sat somewhere or you just in
a waiting room?
In a waiting room?
I spent the night in one of the waiting rooms, yeah.
Oh, my God. Wow. So you had another hip replacement, basically?
No, not a hip replacement. They replaced the socket.
Oh, okay.
The titanium hip they put in had 2 sockets around it.
Yeah.
And both of them broke.
Oh.
So they replaced both of those sockets, and they put a cage around that so it wouldn't break again.
Okay.
Like a reinforcement.
Yeah.
Yeah, you won't be able to break this. He said, press and everything you want to do.
Yeah.
And this is going to hold for a long, long time.
So when was this? When did you have it operated on, and how have you been since?
I had it operated on the 13th, and I stayed in the hospital for like almost 2 weeks till like the 24th, somewhere around that 25th.
Yeah.
And went home, and they had a nurse come over and had me go through therapy at home, and I did that for like a couple of weeks, and once she quit coming over, I think I started doing everything on my own.
Okay.
Started doing my own.
So you're doing your own kind of exercise rehab at home, and how do you feel now? Then do you feel okay?
Yeah, I'm back to normal now, pretty much.
Wow.
I'm going to the gym every day. Working out, like 6 days a week. I'm doing back doing legs and everything. Pain is pretty much gone away, and back to normal already.
Wow. So how about your back? How's that getting on?
My back still has. I got 2 cages. Got 2 rods, and I got 14 screws. 14. So my back is still, getting problems a little bit.
I mean, the last time we had you on the show, on your show, you told us you were getting bad numbness. How's the numbness and the blood flow now? Is there any better?
The numbness is still real bad. Both of my feet are numb. My right leg is numb. My left leg is like partially numb. But I'm still hanging in there.
Yeah. So what's your current training split then?
My favorite exercise. This ain't nothing but a peanut. I can do this all day long, baby. Go for a little stroll. Come on. Do another walk in the park.
Ain't nothing to it.
Yep. This is another walk in the park.
Let's go.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Come on, down to the south, baby.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, buddy. I train legs like twice a week. I train back like twice a week, chest and shoulders. You know, I train just about everything twice a week except for like maybe I'll switch it and do chest twice and then do back twice. So I train 6 days a week still. So I'm still doing pretty good at that. But I try to make sure to do legs twice a week because, like I said, I'm trying to get my legs back up to par, get them a little bit stronger.
I know you can't squat, but what can you do for legs?
So for legs, I do leg press, do leg extensions. I do leg curl, seated, and I do a standing leg curl, and that's pretty much it. You know, I don't do a lot for legs anymore. I don't do any, like say, any squats, any hack squats, nothing like that. I don't put any kind of weight on my back or whatever.
Yeah.
So I just mainly do the leg extension and leg press for quads and the seated leg curl and standing leg curl for hamstring.